Good afternoon. Welcome back to Nabro 144. Today we're going to do card of the day, and today's card is from the Path of the Soul Destiny cards. This card here is all about renewal. Now, this card represents renewal specifically of relationships and close relationships that are around you. So depending on how you see the spiral going, whether you see it spiraling inward or whether you see it spiraling outward, denotes what kind of relationships you have at the moment that have broken down through distance and time. If you see it spiraling inward, we're talking about very close family members that you may have lost contact with. If you see it spiraling outward, we're talking about close friends and contacts, and not friends that have had an important placement in your life over the years. So that's not just a random friend or an acquaintance. This card represents renewal of relationships on a very deep level. It also represents the healing of these relationships. So this does not denote separations from very important people in your life, whether they be family and friends. If the relationship has been toxic, if those people have shown that they don't show growth or movement in the way they behave towards you, the way they speak to you, the way they act around you, or the way that you know they place you in their life, this card does not represent this. What this represents is renewal of relationships that have separated or become estranged through time and space, really, and life. Life gets in the way. So you could have a really good friend that lives 10 minutes away from you that you haven't seen in a long time. And the longer the distance goes, actually the harder it is to reach out to these people and say, hey, you know what? Can we just catch up? Can we just catch up for a coffee? How are you doing? There can be a separation due to some kind of argument that went down, not a toxic environment, but some kind of misunderstanding and some kind of argument that went down, and neither one has budged on making the first move. You both might be missing that connection, missing the friendship that you once had, but neither of you know how to reach out and heal this relationship. So this card is all about renewal. It's about reaching out. It's about trying to heal that part of your relationship with people, and in doing so you actually heal your heart space. When you heal your heart space, you open it up, make room for more to come in. If you're holding on to something and not moving past it, you actually create blockages in your heart space, in your heart chakra, where then over time it becomes like a mighty big pothole that just can't be filled, and you can't move on, and you can't open your heart space to other people or other relationships. We're talking about friendship relationships, because then brings up trust issues and abandonment issues and all kinds of negative issues that come up with these trusted relationships that have been split due to whatever reason that has occurred. Remembering that this is not about toxic relationships or abusive relationships. That is not what the renewal card is about. It's about separation of a trusted, a bonded relationship that may have occurred through either just time, people moving away, they get busy, or through silly arguments or misunderstandings that have been left too long without being vocalized or communicated as to what actually went wrong. And the stubbornness of people not to step forward and go, you know, hey, I was wrong. What can we do about this? So if renewal card comes up in a reading, this is a really strong card to indicate now might be the time to step forward, do some healing of this relationship, approach it with caution, because you don't know, over time people change, their lives move on, but reach out. The worst that can happen is the relationship doesn't get renewed, but you do get closure, so you're able to heal that and move on. So that's really what renewal is about. If you're out there and you're going through a separation of a relationship and you're not quite understanding why that separation happened, and you really miss the connection of that separation, reach out. And if the person is just not ready, it might be a very valid reason why they need their space and they need their time. If they're not ready, just leave that door open and say, hey, when you're ready, I'm always here. But also be cautious with that. Leave the door open, but put in boundaries. Always put in boundaries. You don't want to be the doormat that people are walking over with. That they only will take that invitation, walk in for 5 minutes of getting their needs met, and then they walk out and disappear again. They ghost you or whatever. Gaslight, breadcrumb, and they're just using you for that quick fix. Have your boundaries in place. If you have got a relationship that needs mending and you are very, very keen to mend that, let them know that you're there, but not forever. Let them have their time to heal, but don't let them come waltzing in and out your door every 5 minutes, just to fill up their thing, fill up their basket of feel-goods, and then they go on their way and have nothing to do with you. Have your boundaries, put it in place, tell them you're sincere about it, let them know you're sincere about rebuilding this relationship, but have boundaries and let them know what those boundaries are, and then give them space and let them think about it. So I hope that helps if you are in the space of being separated in a relationship, a friendship, a family member. Family members are really big ones, and they are the hardest work. Again, if it's a toxic or abusive relationship that has been separated or walked away from, this card is not about renewing that relationship with them. This is about separation through circumstances, misunderstandings, and rehealing that. Rehealing the heart space, rehealing the chakra, and being able to move on in a more healthy space and a more loving space towards people. So I hope you enjoyed that card of the day, and I hope you have a good rest of the day. See you later.